Looks, folks, if people think you have faith in anything, it's nonsense. You can live your life without faith. I live my life without faith. There's no need for faith. You know, the people that believe in science, well, they look at the evidence. It's about evidence. It's not faith. There's no faith. No faith in Big Bangs. There's no faith in science. For science, you have to falsify it and you have to make it true both ways. And whatever comes true is true. And then if there's another theory that's supersedes the older theory, that's what they go by. And it's on to increase the evidence. Nothing on faith. Science is never taken on faith. Because if science was taken on faith, it would be educated guesses. And you get fired for that. Because science is what's real, testable. They never take it on faith. Even the religious scientists, they say they leave the religion outside. When it comes to work in the science lab, they take all the religion out and straight to work. So it's never taken on faith, even on religious people. I don't take my life on faith. I take my life on reality. There's no faith. There's a thing called luck, but luck is different than faith. For instance, luck would be if you won the lottery. You know, because a lottery is very hard to win. But if you won it, you're lucky. It's like a huge chance, but you won. It's lucky. So there is things such as luck. I don't believe there's things as predicting the future. But that being said, I feel in a way I can predict the future, but it's a small way in the sense that it goes by evidence and trends. I can say science will always advance, technology will always advance, because that's the way the trends has been. Everything advances, you know. The impossible become possible, you know. There could be robots. I mean, there could be cars flying. You know, we can go type 1, type 2 civilization. That's not faith. That's called you observe the evidence of the trends of the years of technology. That's what it leads to. That's why scientists know that the universe is going to end in 1 billion years from now. I believe it was 3.4 billion or something like that. Or 13. But yeah. See, they know this. Science always wins over religion because science is what's testable, what's real. Doesn't matter if we don't even know the beginning. Science is where it starts, man. Science is where it starts. Scientists are not saying, you know, there's no God that says, you know, the God's going to end in the universe in 1 billion years from now. Science says that because that's where the evidence leads. The evidence leads that the Earth is going to die of cold, not hot. It's going to be freezing. Everything's going to die 1 billion years from now. So science doesn't lead on faith. I don't live my life on faith. Faith is, bottom line, like Matt Dillahunty said, it's gullibility. You're believing something with no reason or no evidence, and you're taking a chance. You're taking a risk. You know, it's like you gamble. You're taking a risk. Faith is taking a risk. For instance, say like faith could be like a feeling too. You don't go by your feeling unless you can go by your gut feeling. If you've been in a situation before, then you said, man, I go with my gut feeling because you've been to that situation. You've experienced that whatever it is, emotion or that experience. You experienced that, and you go by, you know, you go by your gut feeling. But that's not faith. Everything is by experience. Faith is the worst. Faith is just gullibility with no reason. It's the worst. Faith is saying like, I have faith. I'm gonna win $5,000 in slots. You put $5,000 in. You lost $5,000. That's faith. You risk. Faith equals risk. Very dangerous. But you only go by your gut feeling. It's not faith. You only go by your gut feeling. If you've been in a situation before. But that's like, you only go by your gut feeling at the last resort. Because at first you always have to analyze, observe all the evidence. You've been here before. You've not. There's another way. But if there's no other way, it's not called faith. It's not called luck. You have to go sometimes on your gut feeling. Because you have no other alternative. That's the last alternative. But you can't do faith. Unless... but... like if you watch the show MacGyver, and there was like a situation where there was no exit, and he had to come out of the way. That's still not faith. He uses his brain. Faith is like not using your brain, believing things with no evidence. It's like you're being a zombie. That's faith. Faith is bad. And even you don't go by faith. Say, I'm gonna win $5,000 in a slot. You don't go by your gut feeling either. Gut feeling is the last resort. Faith is never a resort. Never go by faith. You go by reason and induction. Never by faith. Faith is the worst. Never live your life by faith, no matter what. No matter if you're trapped, no matter if there's an exit. You have to first always analyze the whole situation first. And if you can't think of something, then you can go by your gut feeling. We're going to have to take a chance. But never go by faith. Faith is the worst. That's why the people that believe in science don't go by faith. You go by the evidence. That's where the best evidence leads to. So for instance, so like if there's new evidence, so like there's tomorrow, there was newer evidence of a new Big Bang, or a different Big Bang, or maybe no Big Bang. Maybe they found another theory that superseded the Big Bang theory, because that's where the evidence led, and so forth and so forth and so forth, until we get to the truth. And then even further years in the future, we can find out the present, and then we can find out the past. Because the technology and science will be so advanced, we can find out the past. That's how it's all going to start. That's how it's all going to be explained. So yeah, I never live my life on faith. See, it used to be like, you know how you ever do those Scantron sheets on the test? You have to pick A, B, C, D, E, but you don't know the answer, so you decided you go pick B, 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 B. And it seems like there's a pattern, but sometimes there's no pattern. Because the Scantron changes. Sometimes there's a pattern, and sometimes there's no pattern. It's called like going with your gut feeling. You find this answer, and you find this other answer. You can't decide which answer it is. That's sometimes you have to go with your gut feeling. And sometimes when you go with your gut feeling, you succeed. Because it's either this answer or this answer. You don't know, but you have to pick one. You know, that's the only, reason with your gut feeling. But that's not a test. That's why it's called a test. Because it tests your knowledge. And testing your knowledge, sometimes you have to make a choice. It's never on faith. So yeah.